Welcome to Slayerfest 98. I'm Ian Carlos Crawford.
And I'm Sabrina Ryan, and today we are joined by critic and author of Strong Female Character, What Movies Teach Us, and the unofficial Buffy the Vampire Slayer quiz book.
Hannah Flint.
Hi, Hanna.
Hi, Hanna.
Hey.
And we're also joined by comedian and viral Buffy TikToker.
Hi, I'm Julie Birke.
Hi. I'm so glad to have both of you here. I feel like both of you I've been talking to for a little bit to try to get on, so it's nice to finally get it on the books. Hanna, do you want to go first and give us your Buffy origin since it's your first time on?
Well, yes, and such a pleasure to be here. So as you can tell, I'm British. So when I first watched Buffy, it came out in 1998, a year after it first aired. And this is before, we didn't have Sky, we had 5 channels. But there was a thing in British, when you were so I was maybe 10, but there was a thing on BBC Two, you come home from school, you'd watch these specific after school shows. And then at 6 p.m, they would show The Simpsons for 2 episodes. And then at 6:45, it was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And it was every Wednesday. And I was locked in. She was my childhood, everything. So yeah, I have so much affection for Buffy.
That does sound like the prime after school watch. We get our after school shows and then Simpsons and then Buffy.
It's the 6:45 time slot was really good because it'd be Star Trek Next Generation on one day. They had Red Dwarf as well, this British comedy series. So yeah, it was I miss those are the halcyon days where you used to just watch TV by an actual schedule rather than binge watch stuff at your own leisure.
It is kind of funny though, because I watched Red Dwarf in the same way where it was on Sci-Fi or something, but it would be on at 4:30 p.m. on 2 days of the week. And so that was my experience of it, was as an after school special. But it's funny that it's flipped for almost no reason but accents.
Yeah. but also what I realized is that they used to edit them down, because in the UK, you might have the same in America, but there's the watershed. So anything before 9 p.m, it couldn't have certain things. So I didn't realize how much certain scenes in Buffy were edited down to be less violent. But it's funny looking back at it now. You're it wasn't even that bad.
Right.
Wow. They only edited any shows here to add more commercials.
Yeah.
What else was ever filtered?
I was trying to think about
no commercials. It was
they only care about your well-being, but we care about the money.
Please buy drain cleaner and these garbage bags and a car.
And if you want to drink it, go ahead. We don't care as long as you buy it. Yeah, I was trying to think. Is there? Because I remember it being a big deal when NYPD Blue was on. I don't know if Julie and Sabrina remember, and they showed butts. So was that because it was on later? Was that why it was allowed to show butts?
Yeah, it was on later, and they also had relaxed the rules. And so one show was we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Because I remember it was a big deal that they showed butts on that show. Julie, taking a turn from butts. Julie, what was your Buffy origin? How'd you come to the show?
I watched Buffy in high school. No, I didn't, because I don't want to date myself. I knew somebody in high school when I was watching it. No, I was watching it when it aired. And it's funny that I'm on for season 5, because season 5 is actually what made me stop watching it. Because when Dawn came on, I went, who is this? What the fuck is happening? Too young and too dumb to realize that there was more coming. And so I stopped watching. I don't know. I was she's such a bratty little teen, and maybe that reminded me of me too much, and I was the only one. So I stopped watching. And then maybe 12 or 13 years ago, I met some friends out here in LA, and they were we love Buffy. And I was I loved Buffy until, right? And then they were no, honey.
Oh, sweetie.
So, yeah, I went back and I watched it from season 1 and got to 5, and I was oh, we're young and dumb,
Yeah. I would just say, it is true that sometimes when you're watching a show and either an actor changes, they switch out the actor, or they just add, especially a young character. Usually I'm well, we're ending. This is the end of the show.
Yeah.
I was loyal to Buffy. Angel, I could never get past the 3rd season. I just didn't care. But I remember the only other TV show that I was okay, I'm done, is Grey's Anatomy. Because I'm it's how are you going to ruin all these characters? Like, not all this stuff can happen to one hospital. I was like, I'm out. I've given you like 10, 12 seasons of my life.
I feel like that hospital is also on a Hellmouth because of all the shit that happens there.
Yes.
Julie, it's funny that you say that because I think I just said this in our last episode. That so I had like missed a lot of episodes, and then 5, I started in season 3, I had missed some, and 5 was when I was like locked in again. And I just thought I had missed, they probably mentioned her in an earlier season, and I missed the fact that Buffy's sister lived with the dad, is like fully what I told myself until we got to Blood Ties, when it was like a really big deal about the key. And I was like, wait a minute, what? Yeah. And like, it just didn't, because like, back then, if you missed an episode, you just missed it, right? Like there was like no going back. And I really just assumed, I missed when they talked about her in earlier seasons. I just don't remember. And so like, there was no mystery to me because I'm the opposite. I'm an idiot. And I was just like, okay, yeah, well, I guess she was always there.
Wow. And you were just like, that's fine. I'm in. I'll accept this.
Yep.
I think this was the first show, because I started watching Buffy in the 5th season, but I had watched it on the 5th season.
Wow.
Because I had watched all the other ones on DVDs. So I had bought like a DVD set from Blockbuster, and then the 5th season was airing on some channel, and then I picked up live, I believe, with season 6. But I watched the 5th season, and it was the first show ever. And I thought I was like an innovator. Like I was like, I'm breaking the form. Where I was like, I'm not going to Google the show because I don't want to know what's going on with the sister thing, because it's so weird. Like it's so weird to do this as a show. So it was the first time like I didn't go to Whedonesque.com. I wasn't like in the TV forums or whatever. I was like, don't Google it, bitch. Like don't. And when I finally got to Blood Ties or whatever, where we get the reveal, I remember being like, yes, that was so satisfying. And then never again in my life have I ever resisted spoilers. Like I know who wins Drag Race 2 years before the show airs.
I mean, it is such a great idea, though. It's like the concept is so good, but yeah, I didn't survive waiting for it. It's too hard.
I feel like when she turned up, I was like, I'm just automatically suspicious of everything. So when I saw her, I was like, this is some magical shit. Do you know what I mean? You're just like, this is just, I'm just, when you kind of like just waiting. I'm waiting for like the other shoe to drop, right? It was like, this is too weird. Because I know what you mean. When you first watch it, like, did something happen? Did I miss an episode? Yeah. But then I think it was just that thing where I was like, oh, this is too weird for there not to be something weird to happen. But also I was like dedicated. Like I was literally like, I used to play basketball, and I used to like basketball, like National League and like briefly England. So I used to train like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like so much after school. And I remember like I would get my brothers like tape it, like put it in, record it for me. Do not let me miss like an episode. I was like, could not handle missing every episode.
Yes. I had literally my like dresser next to my bed that had 3 big drawers that was like where I kept sweaters and jeans. All those were like taken out so I could fill it up with VHS tapes of Buffy episodes. But okay, so before we're here to talk Weight of the World for the 25th anniversary of the episode. And every time I say season 5 is 25 years old, I feel like I'm turning to dust. But before we get to that, I want to talk about the revival cancellation. Julie, you had a very good video that went viral about the Hulu exec. And I rewatched it today, just like when I was eating lunch, and I was like, yeah, this is fucking good. I still feel like it's probably not that much of a parody, though.
Same. Yeah.
Like, no, that was a documentary.
Yeah. And I even had a few friends that have worked with streaming, like sent it to me to be like, I feel like this probably is what happened.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah. So I know that you probably feel the same way I do about the cancellation, that it fucking sucks.
Yeah, could you feel the emotion in that video? It does suck. I think usually also like I do fear a reboot or like a continuation, because you're like, what are we doing? Like or remakes, more so remakes. But once Sarah Michelle Gellar was in it and attached, I was like, oh, I'm in. Right. I'm here. I'm seated. I'll quit my job. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know if either of y'all have seen. I had to turn the comments off on my posts about it because I got so many like people being like, oh, you're stupid. It was going to suck. Why would you want this? Oh, blah, blah, blah. This sucks. It was going to suck. It was stupid. The Hulu exec who canceled it was right. And I'm like, why are we siding with a random, like, executive man over Sarah Michelle Gellar? Like, because for me, I agree with you. Once she's locked in, then I'm locked in. Like,
yeah.
It's so depressing that this is what people just expect out of everything now. Like, it's like, well, everything in life is disappointing and all the media is bad and everything constantly gets worse. So let's leave Buffy in the past. And it's like, wait, let's go back to the beginning of that. What do you?
Yeah. I'm just like really questioning when literally cinema and TV culture now is IP remakes. The whole reason to do that is because obviously they've got the rights, but also it's got like a built-in audience. Right. That's why when you have like Avengers Doomsday, they brought back Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans because they need to get a hit after several years of kind of duds. So I'm just like, you have this whole audience, and then you have the bigger audience who discovered Buffy the Vampire Slayer on streaming. Like, what is it that didn't like fit for you? It makes no sense to me unless it was too expensive or something like that. Because I don't get it.
But feel even then, it's like I want to be mad that they chose to do something with AI. Do you know what I mean? Just don't not make the show.
Yeah, I would like someone to do something. Do you remember when Deadpool, where the Deadpool film originally got like cancelled, and then someone leaked inverted commas. Wait, do you do video? I was like, for the audience experience. They leaked that footage online, and then it was like, whoa, this is the greatest thing ever. It's got made. So I just need someone to like drop the pilot episode or something online. Yeah. But don't forget, this isn't the first time this has happened. They canceled. They literally made the Batgirl film. Yeah. And then shelved it because they could get I think something about like the tax write-off. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on here if it's something like that. But it also feels misogynistic and sexist and fuck you.
I have abandonment issues and I can't do this with Batgirl and Buffy and my ex. Like, this is too much.
And I feel like people are underestimating the misogynistic aspect of it. Yes, because I just, there's no world in which I'm going to side with a random executive. And I had heard exactly what Sarah said. So like, I had people DMing me about the revival way before it was announced. And I really was like, this is bullshit. We hear this rumor once every 5 years. One person was like, I have clients who are working on it. And I was like, I'm sure. And then it was announced and I was like, oh my God. And those same people who have been reliable, like weeks before it was announced, had told me, oh, the guy in charge does not like Buffy. He thinks it's not an IP that's worth it. He thinks it's, why bother? And he's a known like sexist dude. And then
why even do it in the first place? Like, I don't even get it. Like, why spend all that money, do all this stuff, get Chloe Zhao, like, involved, like, and then have all these posts about, like, her working out with the new not new Buffy, but, like, the new Slayer. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why? What's such a fucking colossal waste of money?
Yes,
and our time and our energy. Fuck you. Yeah. Sorry, really fuck you.
And, like, not to get, like, existential here, and, like, obviously I have some processing to do, but, like, Sarah Michelle Gellar's not going to do this again, and I will die one day, and you took this from me. And you don't know what that means. Like,
you took everything from me.
Yeah, Buffy is my Jesus story, and you're taking away the third coming. Like, this isn't fair.
And the sad thing about it is that it's not like it can go to another network.
I know.
That's the sad thing. It's like it's literally dead. RIP.
Yeah,
but Buffy is known to not stay dead. That's all I'll say.
Yes.
I'm going to be really upset when they bring it back for some fuck ass bullshit. And again, I said this in the last episode, but like an animated thing where they replace the voices or whatever. And then I have to do the whole thing of like, I guess I'll pirate one episode and then have a reason to hate it. Like, I don't want to do that. This is my favorite fucking thing. Like, it's been wild to me seeing people like want to side with that. And like,
some people were like, "Oh, but she doesn't even come in till the end," and it's like, but if you watch TV, you have to get
And
to know
also, you
these other
read a draft
characters.
from 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's an early draft that's going around. Like, I don't know.
You want to see my early draft? No, you don't. It's mostly me just writing, I'm pissed or whatever.
Yeah, I am glad most of the people, no, everyone I've had on that we've discussed, everyone's kind of, I feel like there's a level of fans that like, yeah, even if it wasn't that good, I was going to watch it because that's Summer Show. Like, I don't know. And like you said, Hannah, it would be a moneymaker. Even if it wasn't that good, it would have made them money. So I
just
don't,
think of
The
all the
Veronica
shit
Mars
stuff.
made money.
I know.
I love that.
I
love
think
Veronica
about-
Mars too.
I think about all the terrible shows. Like, we're going to get another series of Ryan Murphy's All's Fair,
right?
but we don't get this. It's honestly, I watch my job is to watch film and TV. And to be honest, most of the stuff I watch is just mid. Like, the stuff they're making now is just awful. So it's like, give me a mid Buffy. I don't care.
Right?
Just give me Buffy back. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes, just seeing Sarah Michelle Gellar like in modern times picking up another steak, I would cry happy. Even if it was like you said, even if it was like wildly mid, I would be like, oh my god, she's picking up a steak again. Like,
Be a Super Bowl commercial, and I would watch it. Do you know the terrible knockoff shows that I have watched? The horrible CW series that I have tuned into because they were similar to Buffy. Like, funny.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Ready or Not too?
I did.
I
Yes.
haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
Is she great in it?
She's in it, yeah.
She's
and
so
there's
good.
there's a couple nods to Buffy, and it's just so funny how like so many people like even latched onto that. Like I think there was maybe an article, but in it I was like, oh my god, like watching the movie, like
yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything, but
she came on screen, and me and my little brother grabbed each other's hand, and we were like, "Mother, it's Mother!" Like, I was so
mommy.
Yeah, it's so good. Like, and again, yeah, no spoilers, but like just seeing her in a like meteor role. Like, I feel like we haven't seen her on screen in a role like that where she's like not just a cameo, not just whatever, but she's like doing shit. Was just so nice because like she's so good, and she like I feel like she fit in that universe really well, like the radio
yeah,
station.
she fit the universe great.
Yeah.
But everyone was so excited about her being there, and like that just goes to show you how much support there is, even
like,
for like little things.
Them canceling it the weekend of the like press tour, like that also feels very like shitty and pointed too, right?
Yeah.
Like
she deserves it. I interviewed her a few years ago for when I used to do stuff with MTV. It was I was in the room with her. I was in the room with
MTV. They never let me fucking interview.
I used to do this like MTV movie show, but then they cancelled it because budget cuts. Anyway, but I got to speak to her, and it was like her life in film and TV. But it was for what I remember. It was for this TV show that she was. It was like a sci-fi series about wolves or something like it.
And
I remember. Yeah, and I watched it I was like, girl, you deserve so much better than this absolutely terrible show, So when it came out, it was like this thing. And I do feel like maybe the announcement of her coming back as Buffy that put her back into this space where people want to work with her. So I don't like, I can only hope that she's going to get more stuff because I just love her. I love Freddie Prinze Jr. They're just amazing. We wish you all the best.
They seem like a cool, chill couple.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They seem like the parents from Easy A.
Yeah. They were
100%.
I had this like really cool rich cousin who lived in Beverly Hills, let me stay in her guest house, and her kids went to school with Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze's kids. And like one day, like they had the most beautiful house I've ever been in. I would say the guest house was like bigger than apartments I've lived in. So nice. And one day at dinner, she was just like, oh my god, did I tell you that Buffy, her kids, my kids go to school with them? And I was like, excuse me? She was like, yeah, and Reese Witherspoon and Jessica Alba. And I was like, but Sarah Michelle Gellar? Like, I don't care about anyone else. And she was like, yeah, she's really nice. One time their kids like ran into each other during soccer, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I was just like, what? You just casually know her? This is wild.
You're like, do you want me to do school pickup and drop off?
I was like, when you hire me to be the nanny, I'm going to say hi to her.
Do you have to be a parent to be on the PATA? Can I just be a fan?
Can I just go?
I'm adopting.
She told me that they were all at some concert, whatever, like holiday concert where there's a bunch of different bands. and that Sarah's kids went over to say hi to her kids. And because she texted me and was like, "Oh, Ian, I was just hanging out with your friend Buffy." And I was like, "Oh, shut up. Oh my God." She was like, "Oh, her kids came over to say hi to my kids and we were talking." And she was like, "I promise if I felt more comfortable, I would ask her to go on your podcast." I was like, "It's okay." She would say no. I know she wouldn't do it.
She would say no, yeah.
Yeah,
I think she would. I think she would.
Now she might. Now
I think now,
I think,
especially if anything ever pops up in the news about Buffy again, like I think, maybe. But you can't go in that way.
Oh, are you kidding me? I know her agent's name because I've queried that agent so many times.
Several times.
Yeah. She was almost going to. There was like a chance I might get her right before the Joss news came out, and then that squashed.
Yeah.
Like none of them wanted to do interviews after that. So I still will sometimes, like, even just in my pitch, if I'm pitching a Buffy actor, make sure I explicitly say, like, we do not have to talk about Joss Whedon. Because, like, what am I going to do? I got you with these folks? No, I'm not going to fucking do that.
He who must not be named.
Yeah, right? Like, I just feel like we already know we're good. Like, it's not like, I don't know.
I don't know. Sometimes people come on and they're like, I don't want to talk about that. And it's like, no, we just want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, there's no gotcha. We just want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, like never a gotcha. Okay, we're here. We're going to talk Weight of the World. What did we think revisiting this episode? Hannah, what'd you think?
I love this season because I think Glory is like iconic Valley Girl, Hell God. Claire Kramer, she's sensational. I think sometimes, episode lengths in America, right, where it's like the 22 one. I don't necessarily agree with that because I sometimes think they're like just filler episodes and they annoy me, but I really like this episode because it felt like it's like getting into the psychology and you're seeing it through like Buffy, but also Glory and humanity and this idea of guilt. And even though it's kind of rewatching it again, and you're like, oh, it's very on the nose of it. But I kind of like it when it delves into that because I think there is this idea. What I think is beautiful about Buffy is like just her strengths are from like the flaw. Like I think any strong female character, I think so much about it is like their flaws and how they feel inadequate in so many ways, even though she's literally the strongest woman in the world.
Right.
And that like how much emotions play into what makes us humans and those feelings. So I love it because I think it delves into this kind of catatonic state. But I also love it because it shows this like relationship between Willow and Buffy, where Willow obviously has come on leaps and bounds since first season, but it's like her taking on that leadership role, but it also being there for her best friend, like ride or die, I'm here for you. So I actually think it's a pretty strong episode.
To your point, so we've been covering Angel. We just finished season 4. Buffy is a very good case for how to make a 22 episode season work. Angel is not.
No.
Yeah.
I really think like, I know the discourse has circled back to we should have those longer seasons, and I agree for the most part, but I don't think every show made it work all the time. Like, some shows
and I would rather more episodes than less. So I'm just like, keep these people working.
Yeah. Julie, what do you think revisiting it?
I did really like this episode. I feel like an episode right before the last episode of the season, like, should be ramping up. Like, there should be a lot of energy, and I think putting Buffy in that catatonic state, like, made me go, like, it's like we hit this, like, challenge again, where it's like everything should be going, and then you're like, oh no, we're stalled.
Yeah.
And at first I'm like, oh, but she's the superhero. You know what I mean? But it's also like exactly what Hannah said, where it's like, we are leaning into those emotions and like, oh, right, she's still a human being.
Yeah.
I loved Willow going into her subconscious. I've done ayahuasca, and I will say it reminded me of like when I met my younger child. You know what I mean?
I love that.
And I was like, been there. I get it. I think there's so many really fun moments in this episode too, where it's like, there's so many heavy moments, but then there's so many like beautiful comedic moments too. Like when they're going through and Spike is like, because Ben is Glory, and they're all like, what? Like that is, I love that part so much. It's just so good. And also I really liked Glory as a villain. I think she, especially in this episode when she's like wiping the anointed oil off of Dawn's head, with like her like spit. Like sometimes I think she gives off mean mommy issues. which is my type.
I say probably why we all like her. Yeah.
But I also think there's this really fun mirror between her and Willow, because Willow is also taking on this like caretaker mother role to like Buffy, not only like Buffy's younger self, but like Buffy as a whole, like going in to get her and taking care of Tara. I don't know. It's just, I think it's a really fun episode.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
agree. Sabrina, what'd you think?
I love this episode because if this had been the end of the show, like I do think the big theme that was explored in Buffy that isn't really discussed, but is like a repeating issue is Buffy's avoidance and the way that she's like willing to, at the last second, discard her whole life or her destiny or like, I mean, and I think that that's what Riley kind of does to her is just like one day he's like, I'm out of here. And like, I think this was like a final shedding of, I mean, meant to be. I think we get a little of that back in season 6, but you know, everybody's got relapses with the shit. And I think this is meant to be like a final ridding of that, where like it's like you're making things infinitely worse. You're self-sabotaging, but like these are normal emotions to have, and that's what you need to process is that they are normal emotions to have. Like it's okay for a split second you were like, I could give up. Like that doesn't make it, that makes you a great person. That actually makes you a great person. That it was a split second and like you considered every option. That doesn't make you, but like it's devastating if you feel an incredible amount of shame. And this episode is about shame. And like, I think Buffy's been dealing with that for a really long time. And like the angel stuff, like, and yeah, I think it's a good clearing of the decks so that when we go into the finale, we know we're going in with like our strongest hero. And I like that the season hits a bit of a wall because there is so much momentum. And in the next episode, we're full throttle on the gas, total violence, carnage, screaming,
but I think that's
one-liners.
purposeful, right? It's because she's hit a wall. So that, but I also think like she's got burnout, man. I mean, like Joyce died, like she's suddenly having to work out. Like I always think like, I mean, I'm sure loads of people said this, but I'm always like, Buffy has to pay for that fucking house. Where's everyone else's contributions? And it's like, she's literally like, she's a working kind of mother caretaker and like literally the caretaker. She's mother caretaker of the world. And it's like, she's just like that burnout feeling. And I feel like that's what we're watching again. It's like, I feel like at the end of last year, I had such burnout and I did. And I felt like I was catched up. Like, I felt like I just wanted to become a hermit, go into myself and like, what if I just like gave up? What if I, you know, those moments, not like gave up and like suicidal ideation, but like, what if I just like left my life?
What if I kind of did? I went for a month.
I went to like, and well, I did. And I ended up watching like The Walking Dead. And like the irony, it was like, I feel like The Walking Dead. And then I'm watching The Walking Dead. But I ended up going to Antigua for like 12
metaphor of you to watch
it was like, Hannah, come on. I remember like going to Antigua for 12 days. I was like, don't want to talk to me. Like, don't contact me. But I guess it's at that moment, like, I really feel like, yeah, she's such an avoidant personality. And like, even with the Riley stuff, I think he sabotages as well. I think they both, like, I want to put like blame on both of them for that.
I do.
But I think in this moment, it's like, I love that we get an episode where it feels like, it's like a real mental health episode.
It is.
Yeah. So I really love about it.
No, and I think probably all of us, but I know that's like a reason I love Buffy. I'm glad she can be flawed. I like that, you know, I said this forever ago when we were in season 3's Beauty and the Beast, when it's like about the woman being abused and her husband, like, not her husband, her boyfriend is like, I think it's like he takes a drug that turns him into like a kind of demon-y, whatever. When Buffy and Willow go to see her and he is like on a rampage, ready to kill Oz, and Buffy does not say the right things to that girl. Like, she's just kind of like, someone's gonna die if you keep not talking about this. Like, you're not helping anyone. And I remember someone's critique of it was like, why would Buffy shouldn't have used that language? And I was like, yes, but I like that she did, because I wouldn't want a 17-year-old wouldn't know the perfect language to use when addressing that situation. She just wouldn't. So it's not that, yes, I like that she talked to this abuse victim, but it's like, I like that she wasn't perfect. Because I wouldn't expect her to be, especially in like a hurried moment where they're like, we need to know, just like give us this information. Like, Buffy
I mean, I don't know that I wouldn't be reacting that way in a panic now, even if I know better, because you can try to go the high road, and that's a long-term game.
Yeah.
But when you're desperate, you might just be like, just fucking tell me. Like, you know, like,
Bitch, the world's ending.
And I really like that about Buffy. And I think sometimes when I see like some younger like folks talking about the show, I think they miss that when it'll be like, oh, Buffy did this, so she's problematic. It's like, no, she's human, so she wasn't perfect.
She also has that filter of like, the world is ending, whereas like that woman is like, no, it's gonna be okay. It'll probably be okay, and it's like, it is not.
It is not. I dealt with this a lot.
I feel like what's so funny is like watching as a kid, there's so much stuff that would have just like gone over my head, so much in the narrative where like I don't really know it, but like now watching it, it's like it has so much more appreciation of all the kind of all the depth of this real like knotty real life feelings and like how living is really hard. And I think it's also the expectation of it. And I think that's the thing about like Buffy, which is so beautiful, is that, you know, she's the chosen one, right? So she often feels like, I've got to do it on my own. It's like breaking down the walls to let people in. And that's literally that's what I think is so beautiful when you kind of add the culmination of it. It's like she lets the Scooby Gang in and they do it together. You know, the whole thing, I'm getting ahead, but it's like when they do, I remember when I rewatched like the ending and I was like crying my eyes out. It's like the crying my eyes out in the moment. And it's like season 3 at the end where all like the high school kids.
Yes, I love
cry
that.
watching it. I cry because it's like her letting it, we'll all do this together. It's community. And then at the end, when like they're all like all the Slayers are like activating, it's like doing it. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like sobbing. And so so I think this, so this is like I like that this is like a bump in the road where like she goes through these phases of like not feeling good enough, feeling too much, or like feeling I've got to do this on my own. And it's like Willow's there to be like,
yes,
girl, you're not losing, you know, snap out of it.
I think this show also spoiled so many shows for me because I always want the balance of all of those things. And like they do the friendship, Buffy and Willow's friendship is so good and so strong. And so at this point, it makes sense. Okay, Buffy's out of the game. Giles, you know, has like a big stab wound in his side. Willow, I love that from the top of this episode, Willow's picking it up. And like when Spike and Xander are fighting, she doesn't even get loud. She just turns around, magically separates them, and is like, we're not doing this? Shut up. Like, I really like seeing Willow.
It's when your aunt suddenly steps in because your mom is sick or something, and you're like, oh, you're supposed to be the fun one.
Yeah.
And she's like, do your homework.
Don't make me cranky. You don't want to see me when I'm cranky.
So the episode does open. The minions are scattering. We get Glory. We talked about this already, but I do like that this episode is also showing like Ben's humanity. Ben and Glory kind of linking together.
Such as it is.
Such it is. And like, I like that when she's like, I got everything I ever want, so how come I ain't happy? And then she's like, what do you think? And we pan over to like Dawn, like tied up and gagged and bound. And she's just like genuinely asking her.
Yeah.
I have to say, the trans stuff with these two is becoming clearer and clearer to me that this is a trans man who is trying to fight off his evil mask. Like, it's getting so clear.
I mean, ever since you said that, Sabrina, I could totally see the parallel, honestly.
Yeah.
I can see it.
I mean, also because it beats you over the head with it, but sorry.
I also like that there's like they're trying to like give her like they're like trying to give her like that little bit of humanity, like of relatability, where she's like, why don't I like feel good? And they're like, maybe you need a snack, and she's like, they're like, maybe you're hungry, and she's like, I'm not hungry. Like that back and forth of like such a girl thing to say of like, maybe I'm hungry. I'm not hungry. You know?
Yes.
Her delivery is so perfect. That's like slightly, it's that value like. I don't know, it's like Cher Horowitz sort of thing. That's what I love about it. She's like nailed it. And what you were saying about the kind of the trans thing, the trans like not metaphor, but like the kind of imagery here is like they have like the most uber like feminine person. And you're kind of saying that Ben is like she actually wants to be a trans like a man.
Yeah, that Ben's the real person, but something happened at birth that it gave all this power to this like not real person.
Yeah, and there's that idea of like, you know, or not an arbiter or can speak for the trans community, but I think there's an expectation when trans men, when they're growing up, their mothers or fathers like want to put them in dresses, make them uber feminine to compensate.
Yeah,
and so it's really interesting that so that dichotomy of like her uber glam person and then Ben, who is obviously really hot as well, but like there's something about where there's also kind of femininity in the way that he looks. I love him. What was the other show that he was in? He was in How to Get Away with Murder.
Yes.
That's it. Anyway, but I really love that you spotted, because I didn't think about it. I was like, that's such a really good, smart take.
Yeah, it's a great take. Then they're both trying to suppress each other.
Yeah, they're trying to. It's another story of avoidance where like, I'm just going to stuff these emotions back down. And because my life is perfect. So why would I ruin it? I'm just stuffing that right back down.
You can't see that side. Yeah.
Your shadow self that wants to destroy.
Yeah. I killed mine, but it was a Jungian
principle
finale.
Sabrina, now you're your final form as Glory, though.
Yeah, my true self was a beautiful feminine hell god. So.
So Willow kind of like immediately sets the plan. She's like, you're going to do this. You're doing this. You're doing this. Okay, so I need to speak my truth. I have usually never laughed at a Ben is Glory joke. I don't know why, but it's just like when you run a Buffy account and you're covering season 5 for the first time, every reply to anything you post about Glory is someone making that joke. So it just like, that's all I think of. And I'm like,
wait, sorry, what joke?
We're not doing it. We're not doing it. But
I feel terrible for bringing it up now.
No.
I love that joke. I love that joke.
It's my favorite. I wrote it down. It's my favorite scene. I'm like, what's your favorite scene? And I was like, that scene is my favorite scene.
I am a grump. But I was going to add the addendum, but here I love it. I love this scene. I think the scene is so good. And I think James Marsters, I mean, he's so good, but he like, I love the idea that he's the one that like is in the know. And a character like Giles being like, what? To Spike is like, it's just such a funny like reversal, because Spike's not usually like, he'll know stuff about demons. But usually Giles is like, oh, okay, yeah. But even Giles being like, what are you talking about? Like not knowing. I love is everyone here very stoned? Like,
I love seeing into his inner life when it's not torture. Like when we get to see the way his little brain works after all the things that have happened to it, it's delightful.
Yeah.
That line reminds me of I can't remember what episode, but it's like, this is the crack team that defeats me every week. Because I just love that he has this like, he just like, it's the slow affection for this team, because they are kind of, as much as they're great, they are so goofy. And some of the stuff is kind of insane. I mean, and he's just like, these guys? These guys are the ones who defeat me? Or like defeat the big bads like every season? Like how? And then I like it because I also think they bring out this like goofy side to him, like they soften him as well, which is really like beautiful. And I always love it when there's a Spike and Xander pairing. Like they're really like, they're really the enemies to love of the story.
I've read a lot of that fan fiction.
You don't want to start in on this. We don't have the
time. So we just keep moving, and like, because I love that we ended on Anya is like, oh, so they're the same person. And he's like, Cupid doll for the lady. And then immediately Giles is like, do we suspect there's a connection? And Spike is just like, all right, never mind. We get more of Glory gets to her tower, her new HQ with Dawn.
Can I add something though in that scene? One of my favorite things is like, when they're doing it, like, you know, when Giles is like sat up and like leaning and he's got a little wound, I was like, it's giving Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park.
Yes.
You know what he's like there?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, when you watch the episode so much, you like look at the other little things. You're like,
and also the older I get, the more I'm like, hey, Giles.
Giles get it.
I feel like it's the same way of like, I feel like Jeff Goldblum felt old when we were like kids watching Jurassic Park, but now it's like,
it's like,
now that we are the age of Giles, it's like, well,
oh my God, yeah.
Glory is, I mean, we mentioned this. I kind of like that we see when she yells at them not to stop annoying her, and then she yells what Dawn yells, and she's like, get out to like the minions.
Yeah.
And I think it's weird, but I like it seeing her be like, what's the matter? Do you want to order a pizza? Like, I would also be weary of this, like, hell god who's suddenly like, do you want to order pizza? Like, I'd be like, are you going to kill the delivery man? Like, I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
It did make me want pizza, though.
It did.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I really like that we just get to see her attempt at like the impulse to do something nice is there. And she just cannot form a thought more complicated than like, you're hungry. Like, because she doesn't understand emotions. So she's like, the two things I am are hungry or fine. So let's get you a pizza. That's what you eat. And it's, I don't know. It's like when you see a dog walk on its hind legs, you're like, oh, you're kind of doing it. You know, like I think it's adorable to watch them. And you see that like weird humanity that like, I guess is starting to merge, but it's so subtle at the beginning. Because at the beginning, you're like, she's acting a little different, but maybe it's the writers just buying time for those two to talk or something.
Right.
Totally. But she does ask her about being nervous. Yeah. She's like, are you nervous? And we think it's going to be like, oh, because you're going to die. But then she's like, but like, what did she say? Like, girls like us, like
you're going home.
It just says human body or like what I can't remember what
we're not supposed to be wearing like this.
Yeah, but it's not like oh you're nervous because you're gonna die. It's like oh you're nervous because like we girls like us.
Yeah. She's almost like putting her on the same like level as her.
Like we're the same. Us girls, please.
Yeah.
She does it with Ben too.
Yeah.
I kind of like it though because it's this stream of consciousness. It's like her intrusive thoughts, and she's just like outwardly processing them, and she's the audience. And it's this weird thing where she's like, she needs like some validation, and I feel like that when I'm like going through something, and I'm like, you know, call 10 of my friends to get their assessment on the situation. And you're like, so this, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of erratic sort of feeling. I was like, that's a human girl.
Sometimes I talk
Welcome to
anxiety.
Are you kidding? Yeah, it's like, I'll be like, oh, this thing happened. I need 10 of my friends to validate me that I did it 100%.
Correctly. And you have to like pace it out because if you told already this story to someone, you're like, okay, when was the last time I spoke about it? Do you know what I mean? Like have it on a schedule, like who you can talk without becoming like, you know, the Mean Girls thing is like, I could tell they're bored of me, but I couldn't stop myself.
I just do that one.
So Glory like monologues. We get a lot of Glory monologue, and she's like, Glory's pissed. She blames Dawn. She has the minions come in. She's like, now anoint her. Make me feel as bad as you can. Just tomorrow you'll bleed, little girl. Then we go to Willow. She's at Xander and Anya's apartment. There's like something I really like about Emma Caulfield's acting choice here, where when she says to Willow, good luck, in her like Anya silly goofiness. And then when Willow walks away and she says, good luck, like the way she like whispers it, which you could tell like her first good luck is her putting on whatever for encouragement. And the other one is more her like worried. And I like that we see kind of both. I don't know.
I love that. I wrote that down too, because like that first one is like, yes, encouragement. But I feel like it's like we get that glimpse of when we get things from Anya where she's like, she's not sure how humans are supposed to act. Yes. Like she hears like just the surface level of it, whether like we're like not so much the meaning of it, where it's like, good luck. Where it's like, I don't sense the tone of the situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's so good. I love her.
I love her. She's like the kind of everyone thinks she's kind of basically like represents a sort of neurodivergent sort of character, right? Because I just love that about her and the way that she's like. It's so interesting as well because we talk about emotions and be able to handle them, and she's also gone on that journey, which is kind of similar to Glory in a way because you know she's human. Demon and then back to human again. So I always love those moments with Anya because like she just cuts through, and like you said, it's like I'm saying what I need to say in this moment, and then it lands and it's like, oh, now I feel it. So again, it's like there's little moments where each character gets enough like depth. That's what I like about it. It's like every character is meaningful. There's care put into them, and it can be in like the subtle ways or it can be overtly, but like there's no characters left behind on development.
And it is a moment where I feel like we get the inner child of Anya,
Yeah.
where she's like, good luck. And then there's a little girl in there who's like,
Yeah, absolutely. Hannah, I think you had said this earlier, but I don't know what it is, but like everything in Buffy's mind makes me emotional. Like Willow going into her brain and seeing little baby Buffy. I was so emotional, and it's the little girl's so cute, and when she's like, it's a really special day for me. And then like when she sees Dawn and she turns to Willow and she's like, she looks like a wrinkly grandpa. And I'm like, oh, this is so cute. Fuck.
Just reminds me, like, Buffy was just like a human girl, like playing with some dolls.
Yeah.
She has so much to carry.
I know. It's just like, it's so, and like we keep saying, we don't normally get this look inside of Buffy, and I like it. And I like, Sabrina, I keep thinking of what you said when you're like, yeah, girl, that's human. You had a human emotion. That's all it was. Don't shame yourself. It's okay. It was like 2 seconds of like, well, maybe I might lose. That's okay. That's normal. Like, and I feel like this also tracks with Buffy, that she is fully beating herself up over like this like 2 second thought she had, where in her brain, she's like, well, now I'm not a hero anymore because I had that thought. And then Dawn did get captured. So clearly I did something wrong. And Buffy is very type A, and she does consider herself a loner, even though we know the reason she's lasted longer than any other Slayer is because of the Scoobies.
But it's because she's avoidant. She considers herself a loner because, like, that's their bullshit. Like,
right? Yes.
Yeah, it has. To be fair, it has been brainwashed into her though as well.
That's
like,
also true.
You know what I mean? Like, chosen one.
That's
like,
what they all say.
Isn't there what scene is this one where she's like, it's the chosen one, not like the chosen gang or something like that?
Yeah.
What I really like about not only do we get this is what I really love about Buffy again. It's like, not only do you get some sort of like journey A to B for a character, so Buffy, like, where they start and where they finish in that episode, but then it's also like the little breadcrumbing of things that will come out later on. And I love that it's like, because I feel like Buffy often, like, that was a moment where her the fact that they had the moment with the first Slayer put in there, and then the death is my gift thing, and it's like her misunderstanding the message, misunderstanding it, and then it's like later on we know why it's like coming in. You when like watch The Sixth Sense after you've like seen the ending, you're like, death is my gift, and it will be in a few episodes. I will say though, I thought like it didn't make my eye roll when Willow goes, when they're in that scenario, she goes, "You're the first original Slayer who tried to kill us in our dreams." It's like, thank you for that exposition. In case viewers had forgotten like who this thing is, I was like, when you're like, this is such good writing, but that moment felt like we need to remind people who this thing is.
I like her.
That's the entirety of Netflix now. All of Netflix now is people telling you exactly what's happening.
Wait,
because they have to have everybody on their phones and TVs at once.
Julie, wait, say what you just said, because I do agree with you about Willow, though.
But it was the perfect person to have that exposition, because it's Willow, and it was so in her voice that it, for me at least, like, I see it, but also it fit. You know? And then they were like, how can we just like also make this very Willowy with a joke? And she's like, you're the first Slayer. You tried to kill us in our dreams. How have you been?
Yeah, I love the like, how have you been? Because it's, and like, I also like that it's a memory. So it's not even like the other ones where she's interacting with it. It's just like, she's just seeing it. No one's interacting with her. And then she's just like, how you been? Like,
it kind of reminds me too of one of my favorite Willow lines ever, which is like, that's me as a vampire. I'm so evil and skanky. And I think I'm kind of gay. Like, because like that, like it's so in that same cadence and that voice. It's just so Willow.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely knew what lines to give what actors and what characters by like their delivery. So we get she sees the first Slayer. We go to Spike. He's going through Glory's apartment. I had forgotten about this, that we see that Ben was living there, and there was like a weird like closet room for him that like wasn't really decorated, was just kind of like, I mean, I guess like I've been to like a 22-year-old dude's apartment when I was younger. That's kind of what it would look like. But then so he goes to the hospital. Xander is taking Giles out, and him and Xander are going to go see a guy, Joel Grey. Did we all notice that Spike lights his cigarette in front of a no smoking sign?
Yes!
Yeah.
Can I also point something out at Glory's apartment too?
Yeah.
It's like so obviously Glory and Ben, like whatever, like they're the same person. But when I was watching it, there's all this like girl on girl art behind when you walk in. And I was like, oh, is Glory gay? And then I was like, oh, wait, Glory's Ben. I was like, oh, Glory and Ben are pansexual.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
most
just like the thought I
definitely.
had. For sure,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's part of the whole trans journey 90% of the
Yeah.
time.
But I was like, yes, that's art. I want that painting in my apartment.
I will also say, I have been to a 22-year-old trans man's apartment recently, and that is exactly what that shit looked like. Exactly.
But it was something I didn't notice like the first time through. And then in like rewatching it like the third time for this, I was like, oh, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it just before when Spike lights a cigarette, but I like it when he steals the blood bag. It's just like a little thing. The thing is that he just like walks past, he's just like that. Yep. And it's just those little moments where it's like, that's a really good like character work where
I feel like the show
always like when it's like non-verbal. Some stuff doesn't have to always be dialogue. It's such a very good dialogue show, but so much of I love it when they show rather than tell sometimes. And those two moments were just like perfect.
Yeah. The show's really good, I think, at stuff like that, where it's like a casual, doesn't matter if you missed it. If you missed it, it's fine. But if you notice it, it's like, oh yeah, that made sense. I like when we mentioned this earlier, but when Xander's like brings up Ben and Glory and Spike is like, this is going to be worth it. And he just slaps him upside the head.
Yeah. Yeah.
We get more of Glory. She's pissed. She asks Dawn if she remembers when Ben came to visit and turned into her. Dawn says yes. And Glory actually looks scared. This is like the first time we've ever seen her look like not just angry. She's angry too, but she's like shocked and a little scared because then she realizes the whatever is fading, the like line between the two of them, because Dawn shouldn't be able to remember it, which I like. And Glory, like, what is it? She's like, when she flips between Ben real quick and she's like, I can't kill the girl. Glory's like choking Dawn out. The minions have to tell her to stop. Glory does another monologue, which I think is one of her best ones, when she's like, this is what poets go on about. She's like, everyone's getting jerked around by what they're feeling. And she's like, just talking about how much she hates feelings. And girl, same. Like, she's at the line, I'm crazy, honey, I'm the original one-eyed chicklet in the kingdom of the blind. Which sometimes I'm like, I don't know that I fully get that. It feels like a specific reference, but I don't think it is. Oh, it is? What is the reference?
It is. Yeah.
What is
I don't know, but it's from
like the blind leading up. Yeah.
Oh,
like it's the idea that you're the one person you can see in everyone's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I think you're right, because it's also, again, timeless, isn't it? It's like the world is going to shit. Like people are shooting each other, people are smoking, drinking, like using to death, like people bombing places. Why do you want to be here? Like, why do you want to be here? And I think that is like a big like thing that's still as relevant 25 years ago as it is today.
Yeah. Annoyingly, yes. Yeah, it really is. Because it's kind of like, Glory, you're not wrong here. Like,
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be so much more fun to not care about anything?
I know, right? So I'm like, give me a lobotomy. Take that part of my brain out.
Yeah.
All fun and games at the beginning.
I just had I think I might have just told this on a recording yesterday, Sabrina. I just had a student tell me, we were talking about AI and I teach writing, and a student told me, no, I know AI is wrong. Like if I use ChatGPT, I know it has to be checked for errors. So I run it through Gemini to check for errors. And I was like, you're going to give me a nosebleed with that. And he just laughed. And I was like, I understand you're trying to fix mistakes, but like using one AI to fix mistakes of another AI is like not the best.
I don't get why they just don't lose like spell check in a doc.
Right. Like,
why do they make it so much harder for themselves?
Right, it feels like more work at that point, right? Like,
yeah, and then you're paying for 2 subscriptions just to be wrong.
God. But yeah, we go back to Willow after she's seen the first Slayer. I like the imagery of like she's following Buffy down the hallway, and where her mom's bed was is just a grave. All of this, everything just like was like making me emotional, because you feel bad for Buffy. Willow's like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, no, it's what I do. My mom died. And then like goes into Dawn's room and like, It's a pretty brutal
Yeah.
visual of like Dawn just sitting on her bed crying and Buffy smothering her with a pillow.
Yeah. If it had happened in episode 2, I don't think we would mind.
Right.
You're
It
right.
wouldn't have been as, yeah.
Donna's little brat is like, do it, Buffy.
100%.
Shut her up.
But yeah, no, I like, this is all like earned. When we started season 5, I was like, man, girl, you're gonna have such a rough year. Like, I was like sad thinking about it because it's like, especially the episode where they're like, oh, mom's all better. And I'm like, no, but she's not.
No.
And like, man, Buffy really, like, season 6 will also be a bad year, but like season 5 has been such a rough year for her. And I don't know, it just, as you said earlier,
Season 7, great year.
Right, yeah. Fun time she's having. I just feel so bad for her because you understand, especially after just losing her fucking mom, you understand that like she's had a lot. Like this, she deserves a little catatonic break, maybe. Like maybe let her have her one breakdown. I don't know. You just feel it. You can feel. And when Willow says later, you've had the weight of the world on your shoulders since high school. 1, it made me cry a little. And 2, it's true. She has, right? Like Buffy hasn't gotten a break in like 5 years at this point. Like it's been, even if it's like, this is a light week, she's still like killing 18 monsters that week. That's like a lighter week for her. And I just, you don't often think of that aspect. I feel like superhero stuff, maybe now more so a little bit touches upon those aspects of the like hero narrative. But back then, I don't really think they were as much, right?
I don't think anyone was really talking about parentified kids.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
No. And I also, it's that thing, one of my things that, I mean, the closest I would say, so it's someone like Peter Parker, Spider-Man. There's always a sense with him that he was poor. Right? He was poor. This is what annoyed me a little bit about the Tom Holland ones where like Iron Man became his benefactor. And it's like, hold on a second. Fuck off. Don't give him all this money. It's okay.
He's supposed to be working at a newspaper.
Yeah.
He needs the courage. I mean, now we're going to get at that. But I think it was really interesting to me where, heroes, like, again, she's having to pay her way. Like when she ends up like working at Double Meat Palace and stuff, it's like, living is hard. And I think that was what's really interesting. Because even on the back, you're like, who funds the Watchers Council?
Right.
Like someone has to fund them. They couldn't give her a salary?
Right. The money's coming in somewhere.
It's Palantir.
All I'm gonna say is that Buffy pilot, I hope someone's like answered that question, because I know they kind of canceled it, it got exploded, but it's like, if they were gonna bring it back, who's funding it? And like, are they gonna give some, Medicaid or something like that?
I would hope like, Buffy Summers now as an adult would be like, what's the insurance plan? Like,
exactly. Like, where's like food stamps? Do you know what I mean? Some things like that.
Start doing what Angel did, charge people, or have Willow break into a bank because it's for a good cause, and banks are evil and run probably by Wolfram and Hart. So at this point, let's be grown-ups and quit our day jobs.
Or get like Willow to do like a time travel thing where she can like learn lottery numbers and then come back and play the lottery. And then done. It's like a victimless crime.
I love that, like, we've all reached a point in our lives when, I'm like, I don't need a hero can do that for make them like, if it's someone like fucking Buffy, Willow can rob a bank. I don't care. Like,
you can tell how the economy has changed. That's where we're at. We're like,
our only solution is robbing a bank. But I love that. So we get, what is it? She smothers Dawn. We go back to baby Buffy. And Willow's kind of like, we don't have time here. And we see, like, we keep going back to, we don't know, we know, but we don't know. We keep going back to just that quick moment of Buffy shelving a book. And it's like the same musical beat too, which I like. But then we get a little bit more of the plot advancing. Spike and Xander, they go to see Joel Grey at his little apartment. Also, I want everyone to know I know he was like already famous. Joel Grey. I knew him from Buffy before I knew he was like a famous Broadway person.
He was Cabaret, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wasn't he the matron? Yeah.
And they go to visit Joel Grey, which it's such a weird casting because like he was already like a big Broadway person at this point.
Yeah.
Like I feel like honestly, probably Joss was like a musical theater person.
Well, he is, obviously, didn't he?
Yeah.
At Once More Feeling.
And like probably was a fan of Joel Grey's, and they probably were like, hey, would you like to be on our show when you play a
Joel
monster?
Grey did Alias. I think probably what happened is that Joel Grey liked Buffy and was like, I'll do Buffy. And then someone was like, you should watch Alias. It's like Buffy. And Joel Grey was like, I'll do Alias.
Is he like the musical theater Bob Balaban? Because he gives me Bob Balaban vibes, which I love, because I love Bob Balaban.
So he tries to like, oh no, Glorificus is too, big city, maybe you should go to China. And Spike pretty quickly picks up on like, oh, you're hiding something. Joel Grey has a giant tongue that flings Xander across the room, fights Spike, gets a sword through his chest. They steal whatever stuff. The thing I like about Buffy is it doesn't matter, right? We know that they're going there to get information. It doesn't really matter. Sure, they'll tell us what the information is. It doesn't. I always say this about Buffy, and Star Trek is the same way. Star Trek, they would say like a nonsense, the dilithium crystals have run out. Okay, sure, that's a problem. I don't really know what that all means, but like, sure, just give me that one sentence. I don't need some, and I think as to what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, and I think to what we were talking about earlier, it's like sometimes they explain it too much, and I think it's because it's like, oh, we're going to verbalize it 10 times because we know people are on their phones. And here it's like, it's just, like you said, it's just plot. And we're getting Spike and Xander doing something. We get Joel Grey with a goofy big tongue. And I like that the show never like sits too much in the explanation of the things.
Yeah. I the one thing that I do like about that scene, which I think is just really funny, is normally the editing is pretty good, but when like Joel like uses his tongue, like knocks Xander against the wall, and then we see it retract into his mouth, and then we cut back to Xander, and then it's like he's just let go and falls again. It was just like this weird timing thing for me. I was like, oh, that's so funny. That's such a I bet whoever edited that was like, shit, I should have done that maybe a little bit better. But I like it. But also it's like another thing where it's like Xander and Spike, dynamic duo. I like that Xander gets to like, the big thing about Xander is that he has no powers. He's ordinary. So any opportunity where he gets to be useful and like save the day, I'm always like a fan of that. Also, I really like Spike's hair in this episode. It's normally like really slicked back, but now it's like a bit zhuzhy. And it's quite sexy.
He's getting stressed. He doesn't have time.
It's like, I like Spike, who is stressed. Give me the zhuzhy hair.
Yeah, I really like it when they like mess it up. I think it looks... I think he looks good with the bleach blonde, but I think like the messed up looks like hotter.
It's like the Billy Idol set, because when he was like, I say when he was younger, when it was the 70s, he stayed the same age. But when they have like him like the Billy Idol like punk thing, it's like that's so hot. So I like it when we get a little bit of that back.
Yeah. I told him that the first time we had him on, I told him that he was the only man, Spike was the only man me and my mom would agree on was hot. And he was like, you and your mother have really good taste. And I was like, because 70s punk Spike, very important to me.
When I was younger, I was definitely like team Angel, like really like obsessed with Angel. And then I kind of grew up and like, nah, because Spike is really like the true, like when he gets the champion thing, it's like he's the true change on that. He didn't get cursed. He got his soul back by being a vampire. Like it's far more of an achievement than like Angel having his, do you know what I mean? He got his soul because he'd earned his soul, not that it was a curse against him.
Yeah.
He wanted, but he did that thing. It's like Angel, the minute his soul's gone, it's like nothing sticks.
Yeah.
Whereas like Spike is now like, no, this is stuck. And that is like so amazing and so powerful. Of course, it annoys me, the assault thing, because I felt that was really unnecessary. But like, it really annoys me. It's like they had to give a reason for not having Buffy and Spike together. And I feel like that's a really like using rape as a plot device. I really find it, hate it now, but it's like not.
That episode has like two of the worst things in it. It's like that, and then Tara gets shot at the end. It's like
very like fuck women. That episode.
Seriously. That is, I will say, going through the show for the podcast, I did have trouble moving beyond the assault in season 7 because we don't really talk about it. And I understand it's just like plot reasons, and no one wanted to. Probably didn't want to like address it too much, but like
They probably should have done it.
Yeah, I like just wish we hadn't done it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why like, even though I do love him, I do understand some people like that was like, nope, now I will never like him. And I do understand that. I love him, but I do understand the like why some people like that was their like, I'm not forgiving this man.
Well,
But I
wasn't
think
that their intention too? Like, I feel like I've read somewhere like that the writers were like, no, you need to remember that he's the bad guy.
Yes, they wanted you
And
to
it was
remember
like,
he did not have a soul.
no, this is character development.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but he's not the bad guy like that. He has never done that. And that's a manly thing. And I feel like that is someone, it's indicative of rape culture and how people are unwilling to have those conversations. And obviously Whedon, you know, his history and all that. It's like, of course he did that. That's like Marty Noxon says she really hated it.
But wait, it was her idea.
Was it her idea?
Yes.
Has she since gone back and said it was wrong?
She always said she should.
Right.
Yeah. She based it on. I cannot believe that I am saying this sentence, and I hate to say it, but she based it on an encounter she said she had where she was like the Spike,
the attacker. Yeah.
Wow.
But she has said that she regrets doing it. That she wishes she didn't.
Exactly. Okay. But I think it was that time. It's like people didn't. And look, this is the same series where they had to like, what's the episode where it's Jonathan, you know, the kind of gun.
Oh yeah,
Because like they had to like push back to the release of it because of like the Columbine shooting. I don't know. It's this thing where it's so good in some ways, but then like definitely like missteps. And I do think it's actually just the culture in general. Like I think now, I think it was just like writing and such at that time. Rape was just so throwaway and so normalized in those kind of discourse, like in TV shows and such, where they didn't actually take time to process it. It's only in the last like 10 years, I would say, that you're having films and TV shows that grapple with like the ramifications. They're centering the victim, the survivor. And that thing, you know, God, wouldn't it have been amazing to have a moment, an episode where like she sits with her girls and processes this.
Right. Yes.
Well, like there is a real comeuppance of like, we don't accept it. And wouldn't that be amazing to have seen for us at that time in our lives? Right. It's just, you know, real missed opportunity to do something really impactful. And, you know, it's such an impactful show anyway. It kind of, you know, hindsight's 2020, but
no, I think you bring up a good point, because I do agree with what you just said about a lot of the flaws in Buffy tend to be because of the culture at the time. And that's why when it does feel so progressive for the time, and a lot of it still feels relevant, there's a lot of shows from back then where it's like, I love them, but I can't say that about them, right? Like, I go back and rewatch some certain shows, like if The Office is on, I'll put it on, and I'm like, no, but like, Michael Scott should have been fired from his job. Like, there's no world in which he's not sounding wildly racist and awful and sexist like every episode.
But I think in The Office, I would say that's the point of it. Like, if you based on the original one, like he's supposed to be like revolting, whereas I think with Buffy, it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's trying to, you know, it had the first lesbian kiss on like primetime TV and stuff like that.
I guess I'm more the American one. He's revolting, but you're supposed to love him. You're supposed to love him.
Yeah.
Steve Carell's Michael Scott is like a lovable idiot. And now when I watch, sometimes I'm like, I don't know that it's lovable anymore. Like, it's more just like.
Do you like It's Always Sunny?
I do. I do love It's Always Sunny.
I think they're supposed to be dicks.
They're supposed to be bad. Yeah. I think It's Always Sunny is like a Seinfeld on cocaine, a lot of cocaine.
Okay, meth.
Meth. Okay, meth. That's where it's like the point is they are not good. That's the whole show. These are not good people. They're jackasses. They blame everyone else for their problems, but they are the problem usually. And I like that. I do like that in a show. Anyway, getting back, Glory turns into Ben, grabs Dawn, escapes. Dawn bops him on the head with a big chain, and then we get a real long back and forth that I do think works. And I do think Claire Kramer and Charlie Webber, I think is do a good job here. And I'm sure that was like kind of difficult to like, they probably had to film the whole thing and then just like intersperse
I think it's
We
really
didn't
well
get
edited.
enough of this. We didn't get
Yeah.
enough of this to the payoff of Ben. Like Ben is like, he's like, he buys people coffee, but I don't think he's like a great guy. And in order to really fall for him and like, like we got so much time with like Faith. We
Yeah.
didn't get enough time with Ben for a betrayal to like mean a ton, but I'm glad we get this because honestly, the interesting thing between the two of them, world build with that. Tell me how all of this works. Tell me
Yes.
like I wanted to know this character more, but there was just too much to do, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I'm always,
Mhm.
and again, I don't need it, but I would have liked to know, like, so was he born? Like, Glory was inside of the baby when he was born? Or like,
Yeah, I want to know the history.
Yeah, I wanted to know
Yeah.
that too. And like,
You
yeah,
want
like
lore.
so then if Glory wins, what happens? Is he like going with her? Does he, 'cause
Yeah.
when he's like, sorry kid, it's you or me, it's like, I actually don't think that's true. I
No.
kind of feel like he dies no matter what.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what
I
I
don't
was
know,
thinking
though.
too.
Because it's like one of the things I'm like, wait, so Glory went to medical school with him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
and
you know what I
like,
mean?
could he control this as a 5-year-old? Like,
Right.
whether that's
I
forced?
I
Is she
had
an
it in my
adult?
in my like the way I understood it or interpreted it, and I could be completely wrong, was that he'd already been around for like an adult because like he's a doctor, and I think like I don't know, I find it really interesting. Like he wants to save people, she wants to kill people. But I said in my head that maybe like she took over his body or something like that rather than from
Don't they
birth.
mention
Did they
I
not? Did they
think-
mention
I
it?
think
Have I
it's
missed
like-
this?
Ew.
They do.
Yeah.
They said
I
they've
think they
always
say
been
baby.
together. Yeah.
They've
Yeah,
always
I
been
think-
together. Jesus, so Glory went to like 7 years of medical school.
Right?
No, I think
He's
what
at a
happened.
kid's birthday party, let me tell you.
I think what happened is Glory was in there, and then because of the nature of the show, I'm assuming in adolescence started coming out a little bit, and it has been
Right.
accelerating. And recently, with the help of like the monks and knowing more, but probably she got 10 minutes at max a day for a while to like create some nonsense. And he was like, "Wow, I'm kind of losing it." And then at some point, like the information about this was able to like he saw a video or like something where he was able to absorb it and then like it slowly get pieced together. But like that's all fascinating. I want to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
No.
it's like is it because Glory was in him full time that he wanted to become a doctor? Like, do you know
Right.
what I mean? Because
Yeah,
I feel
right.
like if you've got a hell god in you, you'd be like, fuck this, I don't want to live. Like, I'm not doing anything. Do you know what I mean? You'd be like a psych ward. But he's
Yeah,
like
I
a
would-
really well-adjusted person.
I would not be spending the time at any college degree. Like, I'd be like, well, why bother? Like,
I mean, in like liberal arts or something like that. Fuck medicine.
yeah, so they
Like,
have
I belong in the theater, actually.
Yeah.
Oh my God, could you imagine? And like Glory took over and roles. That would be so funny. Oh.
Glory wins an Oscar.
Glory joins the military.
Oh, God. But doesn't that make more sense if you're like you've got that being inside you? I know what they're doing, like character-wise, the dichotomy of it, but like
Right.
it feels like Glory would I not want to be like the most powerful person on earth?
Right.
Yeah.
Like it should have been the president.
You know,
See,
I mean,
they should have been the president.
Oh, God.
I'm not convinced they're not.
Yeah. So Willow in Buffy's brain is we already deja this vu because we're cycling back through all the memories we've already seen. And then we finally do get the explanation of the book scene. Buffy, and Willow walked into the magic box, see magic box Buffy, put the book on the shelf. And Buffy explains, like, just for a second, this is when I quit. If Glory wins, then Dawn dies. I will grieve and people will feel sorry for me, but it will be over. I killed Dawn. This is like, you said this at the top, Hannah. They are the friendship. Like Willow's line, Spike was right back at the gas station. Snap out of it. There's like, there's a word for this. It's called guilt. Like, I like that she's just like, no, shut up. You are great. Like, you are our hero. You felt guilty. That is human. And like, you know, I feel like who can't relate to that, right? Being like, oh, this terrible thing where I have to keep going. But like you said, Hannah, it's like, can I just lay down? I would prefer to just lay down for a week. That'd be nice.
It's like she's gone for a breakup and your girlfriend is like, stop Done. The statute of
Yes.
limitations is now how long you can grieve for this breakup.
Yeah.
Step out of it. Get out of there. Get under. Do you know what I mean? It
Down,
feels
put
like
the ice
that
cream back in
whole
the freezer.
energy of like,
And this
you know
is
what I
making me
mean?
nostalgic for when you did this to me.
There was a part of me though
I
that when
need
she
you
was
to
like,
buck up.
there was a part of me when she was like, it's called guilt. Like it just felt like a very like the more you know moment. Like I was kind of waiting for the star across the screen.
Right,
but I still
because
liked it.
because it
Yeah.
also made sense that Buffy needed to hear that. Buffy needed, because she beats herself up so much over
Totally.
everything that like, and also she's fucking depressed. Understandably so. Her mom just died. Like she just had to plan a funeral and now has to goes from planning funeral planning to like stopping the world ending planning. That is a lot. I did one of those things. Yeah, like
Julie, when you said like that moment at the start of it, it's like you could see where she says it's guilt, and then like suddenly Willow looks to camera and goes, "Guilt is a very normal emotion." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you or
PSA.
someone you know has been suffering with guilt. Call this number.
And then she's talking to baby Buffy.
For 17 easy payments of 1995, you too can get the cure for guilt from Old Navy.
And I like that does kind of kick her out of it. Like when she's just like walking out, she's like, "Where are you going?" She's like, "I'm going to save Dawn." And man, the like shot of them coming out of it and not, take a shot because I'm going to say the thing we say, but Sam Rochelle is acting Jesus Christ. Like the blank face into the like weeping is so good.
Yeah.
And like made me emotional because you feel like it's everything on her shoulders. Willow stated it, said the title of the episode, you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders since high school. Like Buffy is processing everything all at once. And so good.
There's so much. One, I love when we call out the title of the episode in dialogue. That's always fun.
He said it.
But also I think like underneath of that, it's like, yes, you carry the weight of the world, and also you are like the caretaker of the world. And like in this moment, it's like now you get to be like taken care of a little bit. And I think that was really beautiful too.
Yeah.
I agree.
One thing I will say style-wise, though, I want to notice is like she just has that one button, and all I want to do all the way through is just one button done up, and I'm just like, just undo it. I kind of want to undo it. It's like this thing where she keeps just why one button? Just why one button? It's like so
it's a look, Hannah. That's what
it's a look. I do love that look. It's not my favorite look.
What button are you? What is this that you're talking about?
You know when she's wearing the leather jacket?
The jacket.
And she sat down and there's just one button. And it's just like, for some reason, I'm like, it's just this thing where it's like, why is it just one up? I don't know. It's just like, you kind of I can't help but stare at it and just look at the awkward way that it's just one button instead of like two buttons. I don't know. Or no, like have it open.
Maybe that was part of it. Maybe that was part of the breakdown.
Right.
But
then she storms in later and she's still got that thing buttoned up.
She does.
It's messed up her hair and her one button. The gang's falling apart.
We don't see her break down enough, like we saw her with the dishes at the sink. And I just think like that's so like something so real we had to see.
Well, and
Buffy and crying is so important. Crying. Everyone needs to see people cry.
Buffy doesn't allow herself those moments, I don't think. Like I think
avoid it.
Yup. Because I also
she
think
doesn't allow them in front of people. That's I would say. I think she's had many moments in the privacy where it's like real like dealing with it. But I think she puts on this,
I think Willow's the only person she is comfortable. She would prefer not to, but if she has to do it in front of someone, Willow's the one person I can do it in front of. And like our girl deserves it. Like fucking give yourself a nice cry. It sometimes feels cathartic. Like
I'm gonna cry later just for fun. I love it.
I got a lot of grading to do. I might cry beforehand. I don't know.
Let's go.
You guys are put something on the books together?
Let's schedule that in for later. Yeah. So they go to the magic box. I do kind of like the throwaway of Xander saying to Buffy, "Did you know Ben is Glory?" And she's like, "I'm told." Which also goes to Glory saying the like whatever the boundaries blurring because they shouldn't remember this, but now they are remembering. Giles says there's no margin for error and fully explains the plan. which I always forget that we don't know. It's just because we know the plot already. But on a rewatch, I'm like, all right, Buffy doesn't know that yet. That the only way to stop once Dawn is cut and the blood is out is for Dawn to die. And the like closeout on Buffy's face where she's just like, fuck, I just came out of a coma for this. Like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't tell me this now. Like,
So I did kill her.
yeah, like, well, great, thank you. I'm gonna go back and
I've been practicing, so
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all right. Well, now that we're at the end, favorite outfit. Hanna, you were talking about outfits, so I'm curious. What is your favorite?
Oh, well, it's definitely the one in the book where she's in the magic shop in the
It is a
memory,
good outfit.
and then she's putting that. But I just love it. I mean, I'm not like I love it from the side. I was like, that's a fucking great skirt, great boots, and the top. I mean, it's such a 2000s top.
It is.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes with Buffy, it's like she has these outfits where I like a couple of things of them, but it's something that's not. But I think of all of them, that's this episode that is my favorite.
Okay.
Because I was like, I want that skirt and I want those boots.
Fair. Julie?
I did like that until I saw the front with the ruffles.
Yeah.
And I was like, the British are coming or the demons are coming. I don't know. It was too much for me. Mine is kind of a tie. I do really like Willow's outfit. I think it's like peak lesbian with the plaid. But it's like giving like soft lumberjack femme, right?
Yeah.
But then I also really like Buffy's like the black on black with the tank top when she's like in her subconscious, because it is like she's in mourning. But I only like the outfit if it comes with the accessory, which is the plaid murder pillowcase.
Fair. Sabrina?
I liked Ben and Glory's NB Wizard look. That like they were like, we found a coat that can fit both of them and not look weird, and we're gonna just put you in that and hope for the best. And I think that's great. It worked.
I do love that. For me, so Spiral, the episode before this, my favorite outfit was Buffy in her black leather, because I love Buffy in some black leather. So I feel like I can't pick it again. I'm going with the soft butch look, because I love Willow's style is sometimes all over the place, and I kind of like that she can do both the like high femme Ren Fair dress and then also like soft butch plaid turtleneck. Like, this makes sense almost for her, like, well, now I'm taking charge, so I'm gonna dress a slightly less femme and more butch. Like, she's like wanting to like someone putting on a power suit. And I don't know, I think it works. She still looks good.
She got the Subaru and she said,
right. Like, it almost feels like Willow's like, I want them to take me seriously. So like, this is my everyone take me seriously. Yeah. Like,
she's like grabbing her axe and going, I'm going in to get my friend.
But they still make
our girl.
What's the Scooby-Doo character who's not Daphne?
Thelma?
She's really rocking that Thelma
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
Totally.
a thing I do like about it is she is still like femme in her soft butch, because she has like makeup on, her hair's all done, and she is wearing a heel with like a heel does not match with that outfit. And I kind of love it. I kind of love the idea, like, a sensible heel for this. Like, that feels like a sneaker outfit, but should put on a nice heel.
My favorite hair in the show is Spike, but also Anya. I really like this hairstyle on Anya.
Yeah, I agree with you. I did think that. I was like, ooh.
I think her hair looks, I mean, she always looks great, but I really like is it almost like a 50s like shaped? I don't know. They give her like a
because
shape.
she's like the conservative diversity hire for the season, so they gave her this like.
But it looks good on her, right?
It looks great.
Favorite scene, Sabrina?
I like from the original one-eyed Chicklet in the Kingdom of the Blind, baby. I loved that.
That's
I
good.
love when someone's giving a delusional power rant that actually is them revealing vulnerability. I think that's wonderful. And her bouncy hair.
Yeah, it looks great. Julie?
I think I have to go with the Ben as Glory at the top.
That's fair.
I just love it. I love the back and forth, how all of them look at Spike like little dum-dums. You know, they're like, what? Is there a connection? It delighted me.
And the joke is so obvious, and yet it's unexpected when they get back to it, because they lull me back into being like, okay, so Ben is Glory, and we all, no, wait, you're right.
Yeah. And I think to have to look to Spike to be the voice of reason is just, it's all so stupid and so delightful. Stupid in a beautiful way, you know?
Yes,
So,
agreed.
Yeah.
Hanna?
Oh, I have to co-sign on that. especially because there's also an element of it where they do mock Spike. So when you first watch it, you're like, are they just taking the piss out of him? And then it's like, no, no, they're not. And then you just really feel like they're enraged. But yeah, it's like actually, that's what I mean. That's what I think so great about Buffy is that you have like the pun stuff like that, and you have the kind of one-liners and obvious things, but then you have those really well-crafted like dialogue jokes, which just work perfectly, and they're so specific to character as well. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Me, it's Willow telling Buffy the word you're feeling. There's a word for what you're feeling, and it's guilt. I love all of that. I always love their friendship beats. It's very sweet. It's like tough love without, I don't think she's really being tough, but she's not being as like tender because she is kind of like, girl, the world's ending. We have to go. Like, come on. And I think their friendship is one of my favorite friendships, like on TV and pop culture. What grade do we give this episode? I'll go first because I want to explain why. The only reason it's not getting an A, because I do love this episode, I love this whole end of episodes, is because my brain is like, okay, but the other ones that I love more that are an A. So I give this a B plus. If it were any other show, it probably would be an even higher grade, but because I need to balance it with other episodes that I love more, B plus. But I do love the episode. Hanna?
Yeah, I think because there are so many amazing episodes in this that are like A. In the UK, we have like an A star, which is like the highest grade.
Yeah.
Okay. But so I would say B. Okay. I think for me, I think it does the job. But it's not like one of those ones that I'm like, oh my God, this is like actually a perfect episode.
Yeah. Julie?
I think I would probably say also B, but I didn't know we were going by letters, and when I wrote down ahead of time, I wrote 7.95.
Okay.
Because in a comparison sense, like there are ones I would rather watch. I was still like so engaged and still love it, but yeah.
I like the 7.9, like I like the specificity of that. Sabrina?
I give this a B plus because it's a great version of an episode that it's hard to compare to like the fireworks happening around it, but it is extremely well done.
Yeah.
So it is on like a curve. Pop it in somewhere else in a season, and I'm like, it's my favorite episode. But
I do think I also need to say, normally when a show, because a lot of shows do this, right? Where like it's fast paced and then the like penultimate episode is slowed down, or like a flashback or whatever. Usually I don't love when shows do that. And I do think this actually does work in the midst of all the like super fast paced storyline action stuff happening. Like, I don't think.
Yeah.
Is it Lost? I do love Lost, but I know it has its issues. I think it's Lost that like a second to last episode gives you like the origin of the island, and I just don't care. I remember like getting to that episode in the last season being like, okay, at this point I don't care. I just want to see the characters. Like, wait, I've spent so many seasons on this goddamn island. Just like show me the characters. I don't care about the people that lived on it before and how the smoke monster became a smoke monster.
Yeah.
And I don't always need that from shows, but I think here it does work to like go into like what's going through her head right now. And I think that tracks after the year she's had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are listening to this on Patreon, you already know where to find us, and I appreciate all the support. But Hanna, let everyone know where they can find you.
You can find me at Hanna Ines Flint on Instagram. And my book, the unofficial Buffy the Vampire Slayer quiz book, is out on June 4th.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Julie, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Instagram at julie.birke, Birke, or on TikTok with the same. Or if you're in LA, I do a lot of stand-up shows, and you can come to those.
I'll have to hit you up. I'm going to be in LA in June.
Yay! Yes, please do.
And Sabrina, where can everyone find you?
At Magical Girl Sabrina on Instagram, or come see And Then the Rodeo Burned Down at Ars Nova in NYC. It is going to be wonderful and amazing. And if you let them know that you know me, I will get you a free upgrade to the specialty cocktail that I designed, which is very cool. It's a little cowboy boot wearing a hat. I'm obsessed with it.
And when is that?
Oh, that starts May 19th as previews to begin.
Cool. All right, everyone. Well, we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.